Amy is the second house guest evicted from BB27. Of the 8 categories, we're gonna find out where Amy lies as a player. Obviously, there's only 2 tiers where Amy could fit. She's either bad or terrible. The question is, how bad of a player was Amy at the game of Big Brother? One thing to take into consideration is Amy does kinda get screwed over by a twist, where had it not been for the powers that Keanu and Kelly received, Amy probably would have stayed on the block against either one of them. Neither Keanu or Kelly won the veto outright. So had it not been for the powers, Amy would still probably be in the house right now. Now let's get into the positives of Amy's game. One thing I think Amy did well is she formed a strong bond with Rachel, who was the most powerful player in the game and the biggest threat. Amy wasn't necessarily the biggest target for anyone, so nobody was outright gunning for Amy. Unfortunately, these positives completely translate to the negatives of Amy's game. Although Amy did form a strong bond with Rachel, this ultimately harmed her game. People thought that if they got rid of Amy, that would weaken Rachel as a player. And in fact, that did kind of put a target on her back. And even though Amy wasn't necessarily the biggest target for anyone, like nobody was outright wanting Amy out of the game, everyone just saw her as expendable. Where outside of Rachel and Ashley, no one really wanted to work with Amy. There was no road path for Amy to actually make a deep run in this game, outside of forming a bond with Rachel, which is a good thing to form a bond with a veteran player. But the problem is that Amy didn't try to rack up numbers. Where you form a bond, you form an alliance with veteran players so that you could build on numbers and make a majority alliance. Amy didn't really try to work with enough people. She neglected a lot of the guys in the house. She refused to work with half of the people in there. And then the rest of the girls just saw her as expendable, where Catherine, Lauren didn't quite trust her, and none of the other girls really saw her as that much of a priority. A lot of people in the house didn't really want to work with Amy. Socially and strategically, Amy was very flawed at the game. Competitively, she didn't have much going for her. There isn't a single aspect I could say Amy was good at. Overall, Amy was a terrible player.